We will get started with Monet has a care note for us.
And so the care note was is originally in the beginning of the book, and I'm gonna just read a piece of it because I want us to get started with the reading. The word work in this anthology thinks with queer and trans life, which is to say, for the want of infinite space, so much of everything. In the Emerge anthology, we are writing about who we are, what we cause to happen, what has happened to us, what we freedom dream, what lies beyond dreaming, and what lingers in palimpsest. And not all of it is good or loving or safe. This means that at times you will hear work in this anthology that may reference, in nonfiction fellow Daniel's words, queer and trans pain, harm, and negation. In fact, one could say that the lives of people whose identities are marginalized by systems of imperialist, white supremacist, capitalist patriarchy, and cis heteronormativity, shout out to Bell Hooks and Laverne Cox, will indeed encounter pain in some form. This pain is not because of who we are, but because of systems that say we should not exist and do not exist. It is, in fact, these systems that in turn orchestrate our worlds in concerted attempts to make these ideas real. Our work does not give in to the rhetorical calisthenics of violence. We do as Angela Davis instructs, name and examine the things that attempt to keep us incarcerated in the moment as we continue to build transgressive temporalities that exist within and across the space-time offered to us. In this book, at this reading, you might encounter moments of what I'll call attempts at incarceration, the way structures operate through time, people, geography, infrastructure, and language, among other technologies. They attempt to keep us in fear, silence our pens, or tighten the aperture on objection. But make no mistake, it is an attempt. We do not remain arrested in time or space. We are not objects without agency. And while we may not be able to refuse the violence that is placed on our plates in the moment of the encounter, we can and do write into the ways one might contend with its menacious occupation of space in our individual and collective lives. We get to choose, and at times the choices we make do not always end in self-preservation, utopic world-making, or relief. Our decision to write what we like, gratitude to Steve Biko, remains a defiant example of our refusal to write carcerally and our embrace of writing with narrative abundance, attending to the expansiveness of queer and trans life. Some of the pieces in the Emerge anthology have accompanying care notes for these moments of attempted incarceration. We do not know the systems you have been forced to live within or what you've been asked to survive. So we write these care notes to allow you to make a decision about what to read and how to read. May this care note, tendered at the beginning of this book, this reading, and braided throughout it, provide space for you to dig into these works. In the whisper of my friend Carlina Duan, we welcome your careful attention to how your eyes blink, your hands touch, your ears percolate on a line, how you sit within the pause you must take, exhale the breath that catches, lift your wrist to turn a page, or maybe how you are holding yourself now. Welcome to the listening.